Ladies, gentlemen, fellow Kryptonians out there, I just got the notification on my phone that Gunn has posted to Threads. I saw a little brief kind of, you know how they give you a preview of the post, and I'm pretty sure I know what it's going to be. I haven't seen it yet. I'm about to go into it with you guys. Things have been pretty suspicious with regards to how that could happen, because James Gunn hasn't said anything all day. Any DC big page hasn't said, oh, it's Superman's birthday. It's like they were all getting ready for a coordinated post, so I don't know if this is that, but let's go over to James Gunn on Threads. I've got a tab open. There it is. There it is. Oh my god. Okay, look, I need to kind of take this in. But oh my god, I haven't even read what Gunn has posted. I'm just seeing the Superman crest. Now, funnily enough, I'm pretty damn sure in the past few days I said, I don't know if we're going to get a suit reveal, as in the whole thing. I think, yeah, I said it in one of my previous news roundups. I was like, maybe the crest on the chest. And that is what we've got. Literally, the crest on the chest. And wow, I'm just absorbing it. Oh my god, where do I begin? I should probably read what he's saying, but my first impressions. Okay, very interesting, and do you know why? The leaks from that no earth dash number something Reddit account, if you've been watching me the past few days, I've gone over this leak of Superman Legacy, which not only went over the symbol, which people picked up on, but also another leak with regards to Lex Luthor that we covered in yesterday's video. Now, in yesterday's video, I said, take it with a grain of salt, but if it turns out to be true, what the leaker said in his other post about the Superman crest, or the logo, the House of L symbol, if that turns out to be true, then I'm willing to bet the Lex Luthor trooper thing, I'm not going to say much more than that for those who don't want to know about it, could be true as well. And this guy was spot on. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a modernized kind of Superman Kingdom Come symbol if ever I've seen it in red and yellow. Now, you could say, I suppose, that that guy was just, I don't know, going off of this post that James Gunn made a long time ago when he came on Blue Sky and he said, oh, it's, you know, it's nice to be here. And this is something we covered in my previous news roundup because, as people are pointing out, it's been in front of us the entire time. And that's true. But this guy kind of labeled it in such a way where it was, you know, he had quite a bit of conviction. But man, I need to, sorry, if you couldn't tell already, ADD mind going 1,000 miles per hour here. So the red and the yellow, what I like about, oh, and the blue. You can see how the blue is a really nice, it's got a nice saturation to it. Now, obviously this image, I'm assuming would have been maybe edited to a certain degree. You know, I am hoping that this blue here is a slightly brighter blue. Now, I'm getting proper in detail here. Like, this really gives me flashbacks to, like, the fanboy days of, like, Matt Reeves dropping previews. So, yeah, you've got the texture on the actual Kryptonian crest there. It's really cool. It's not, in my opinion, too invasive in the sense of, I mean, I like what Henry Cavill's Man of Steel symbol was. You had, like, all the little Kryptonian symbols going on. This one's just a bit more simple with, it's not, like, exactly chainmail, but do you see what I mean with the little sequence that it has there? And you can actually kind of zoom in, and I'm probably doing that on the video right now, on the blue parts of the suit that we can see, and you can see that it has a very, very similar pattern, if not pretty much the same. But you know what this reminds me of, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, because I'm sure it will look better than what the CW did, but Tyler Hoechlin's early versions of his Superman suit, and look, I'm not saying it's going to look like what you're seeing on screen right now, but it had a little bit of a similar kind of vibe to it from memory. It kind of always reminded me a bit more of denim-y jeans. Now, I don't think this is going to be that, but what I do like about this is that it does seem to be really bright colored. It seems to be contrasted nicely. I think the yellow there is nice. It's not too muted. And the red, to me, really stands out very nicely. And again, guys, that is the Kingdom Come symbol. I know some of you on my video, and this is why I always say different strokes for different folks, this isn't going to please everyone. Some people really want a classic design. They want a different kind of S, if you will. And before anyone says, I know it's not an S, like a literal S. But you know what I mean. Now, I think what Gunn tried to do here, on top of being a big fan of Kingdom Come, because again, this guy has been leaving us Kingdom Come teasers about Superman Legacy for as long as I can remember, ever since, as I say, he came into office as co-head of DC Studios back in 2022, like that long. Before I go on a big tangent here, I think he's tried to please everyone with the sense of, okay, I'm going to do the Kingdom Come symbol, but it's not going to be in black and red, it's going to be in red and yellow. So that way, it's like, okay, for those of you who are like, and I've seen a lot of you say this, oh no, I don't want black and red. I want red and yellow. Well, you've got that. But for those of us who kind of love the design anyway, like myself, I wanted black and red, but I kind of felt, especially after that leak, which I just felt like it could be right, when they said that it would be yellow and red, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm very happy with that as well. It's a nice middle ground, a nice compromise. You get the red and yellow, plus you do get the design of the S. Now, I know some people feel like this S, if you will, isn't as pronounced. It kind of just goes sideways. That's actually what I dig about the Kingdom Come design. It's kind of more subtly in there, if you know what I mean. This is just so bold. And another thing, and it's kind of hard to tell because this is so zoomed in, and I will read out what James Gunn said in a minute. I know I haven't done that yet, is that it does seem big. I want a big Superman Legacy Kryptonian crest. Now, we're talking like Man of Steel was great. Now, when you kind of went on from that, it got a little bit smaller. I was like, no, you know, it looks so good bigger. Now, I don't want it like so big to the point of where you have some Alex Ross art where it's just like almost falling off of his shoulders. But almost like a couple of inches shorter than that would have been perfect. And I think that is what could be happening and could be established in this shot. I think it is pretty damn big, and not Brandon Routh Superman Returns small, if you know what I mean. That's a big mistake. I feel like that logo would have looked so much better blown up. This seems to be really bold, really striking, a new design, if you will, in terms of Kingdom Come outside of the CW. Hasn't really been done in the movies, obviously, and I'm really happy with that. The texture is very, very interesting. I feel like the texture might a little bit throw some people off. I'm not sure about that, because they might be like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it. And I would understand that, and I respect that completely, because you're not really going to get a taste for this suit with the texture that you can see on this suit until you're zoomed out. Like right now, it's cool to see this texture close up, but how will that look when you've kind of zoomed out the image and you actually see, oh, okay, now there's the whole torso. There's, you know, what does this look like? How much blue is there? We still don't know if it has trunks. This is a great reveal, in my opinion. Because all while many of you want the whole suit, drip-feeding fans like us like this is a genius way of doing it. It really is, because look how excited I am. I know many of you will be mirroring my excitement down in the comments. Even if you don't know how to feel about it, it's still like an exciting thing, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we don't know about trunks. We really don't. And that's something that can still be drip-fed to us. I feel like every little kind of teaser you get from here on out, and as we put the pieces together of what this suit looks like, is an exciting thing more and more, obviously. And also another thing I just want to add in, I do like kind of the embossing, if that's the right word. It kind of, as you see here, as the symbol separates itself from the yellow to the red S bit, it kind of has a little in-depth groove there. It kind of goes in, and I feel like in certain lightings that will cast like a really nice boldness to the actual S in the Kingdom Come logo here. I really like that, and I don't know if everyone would have noticed that, but you can even see that snow has gone in a little crevice there in how the yellow goes into the red. Now, one more thing before we obviously read out what James Gunn has actually attached to this image, bloody 9-10 minutes into the video, is I see some snow there. I see some snow. Now, obviously, I mean, this isn't so obvious, but I would hazard a guess that Clark Kent, David Corenswet Superman, has been to the Fortress of Solitude at this part of filming. Now, James Gunn has made it absolutely no secret that they're filming all around the world, not just like behind closed doors, sound stages and whatnot. He's even uploaded photos of him scouting locations in the freezing cold. So, I mean, you know, guys, we can put two and two together there. And, you know, I wonder if, you know, for all we know, I doubt this is the case, but Superman could have had another suit before this, and maybe with going to the fortress, he gets the new suit. But I would probably lean more towards not that. And since Superman, as we know, this isn't an origin, since he's been going for like, let's just say 2 to 3 years, the Fortress of Solitude could already be established, and Superman, as a result of being active for a couple of years, give or take, not a veteran, but not a newbie, like not a proper noob, if you will, already obviously has a suit. So he could just be going to the fortress for whatever reason. We really don't quite know right now. But let me actually read out what Gunn frickin' said. I'm sorry, I got so ahead of myself analyzing the actual image. So Gunn said, overjoyed to be announcing the start of principal photography on Superman today. February 29th, which just so happens to be, coincidentally and unplanned, Superman's birthday. When I finished the first draft of the script, I called the film Superman Legacy. By the time I locked the final draft, it was clear the title was Superman. Wait, what? Making our way to you July 2025, Happy birthday, Clark. Up, up, and away. Wait. What? It's no longer called Superman Legacy. It's just called Superman. Let me just dial back a second here. Let me just say, Superman as a bold title, I dig it. Obviously, I just feel like I'm going back in time to when the title was first announced. I would be having this conversation or breakdown then. But it's just the Batman, simple, bold, plain, and beautiful. Do you know what I mean? So Superman, awesome. Do you know what I mean? Starting off a new DCU Superman. I like that title. But I'm used to Superman Legacy now. Now, I do understand. I mean, I don't think I'm misinterpreting this. He says, when I finished the first draft of the script, I called the film Superman Legacy. And then he says, by the time I locked the final draft, it was clear the title was just Superman. So it's called Superman. Very, very interesting. I feel like some people might have clicked off by this point and they might not even know. I mean, if they only watch my video, I don't know. But the movie is also just called Superman now. If you didn't know already, or if you've skipped to this point, it's just called Superman. Yeah, sorry, it's just sinking in. Wait, what? I think, with my reaction to this it is what it is. I mean, what I will say, I think right now I've got more of hey, Superman Legacy. It's I've been covering this for ages. That's what I know it as. But I'm not gonna lie, I do really just like the bold Superman. So all I'm trying to say there is, if you kind of feel why did they do that? That's lame. Why is it just called Superman? I like Superman Legacy. I think you will come round to it. But also, I think if anything, it's kind of a cool thing, because Superman Legacy, I still feel like the title Legacy, or the former title now, gives us some hints to the plot, which I've been over before. I plan on doing a different video as well, kind of really nailing in on everything. But for example, a lot of the heroes in the movie, from Mr. Terrific to Metamorpho to whoever, could also be legacy characters, but also Superman could be leaving a legacy, and that ties into my reverse Kingdom Come theory with regards to how the world kind of needs a role model and a new legacy of what heroes should be, instead of kind of the amount of Kingdom Come climate anti-heroes that there are. And you guys know that theory if you've been around here for a while. But it's also interesting, as I'm filming this video, somebody said, and I was thinking really? Yeah, unplanned, really? So there is no schedule for the principal photography? You just woke up and felt like shooting the movie today? Come on, man, I get it, you're excited, but it's all just a little much saying you didn't plan it for today. And yeah, I mean, that's quite a bold way of, I guess, talking to Gunn there, but I do get the standpoint of really, you didn't know that today filming principal photography starting today would be on Superman's birthday. But Gunn says here, come on. And this is interesting. Come on, I planned to start shooting today for months. I didn't realize it was Superman's birthday until this weekend, when people started posting here, are you going to post something for Superman's birthday? It was wild. Now, believe it or not, I would easily give him the benefit of the doubt there and just be yeah, he's probably so ingrained in work. He was yeah, maybe we will start shooting on February 29th. And then it's when people were pointing out the obviousness of it. Gunn can be a big Superman fan, but also slip the date of his birthday, right? And February 29th, as he said, was already scheduled for months. But us as a collective fandom, obviously we're thinking, well, February 29th. I mean, this date doesn't come around often. It's also Superman's birthday. We're now hearing that they're shooting in February instead of March, basically. How is Gunn not going to post something today? So he got those tweets, those comments, those messages saying, are you going to? And he was kind of oh shit, maybe I should, but also I did. What a coincidence, right? So I do basically believe that. As I'm making this video as well, guys, we have people saying, what was the inspiration behind the design of the suit? If you don't mind me asking. And of course, he tags Alex Ross on Threads, which, as you guys know, Alex Ross, Kingdom Come. So yeah, and again, guys, I need to heavily stress, if I really put every image on screen, or a screenshot of every time Gunn has posted something Kingdom Come, there was this one where he said ages ago, making plans. Obviously that back then to us didn't necessarily mean, okay, it's gonna literally be Kingdom Come, but that's when the ideas were, or the seed was planted in our minds about, okay, so could this be an influence? Maybe, just maybe. And then things went from there on out. But yeah, the actual symbol has been adapted. So that is what he said so far on Threads. But as for the actual image, just going back to it, this is another time where I'm seeing it. I really, really am liking what I'm seeing so far. I obviously can't judge too much. Obviously, I can judge quite a big portion because the Superman symbol is a huge, huge thing to be. I guess you could be judgmental about it. Say, hey, I don't like the design. Hey, I do like it. Or I don't know about the red. Maybe the coloring would look a bit different in a different lighting. There's all of these things that I really want people to bear in mind. I'm not even trying to defend the suit. I'm just saying, no matter what your takeaway is, if you don't like the actual Kingdom Come design, fair enough. But as for like the lighting and stuff like that, the way it's hitting it, that could really actually change quite a bit in terms of how saturated it is or isn't, and this, that, and the other, depending on the image, of course. And you may have seen that bloody leak image going around a few hours before this, and oh my god, like the amount of people that thought that was real, guys. And some people ask, why do they do this? Because it works. It's as simple as that. A lot of people believe this image, but that is not it. Now, final words on this, just looking and zooming in even more. I really do like the blue as I get closer and closer, and you can tell again right on the outside, on the bottom right of the emblem there, you can see that the little texture of it changes direction a little bit. I guess that's to kind of separate the actual crest going into the blue of the suit, and then I think it kind of gets that other texture just going outside it rather than it just being vertical. But yeah, I'm going to go over this a little bit more, even though I went over it a lot in this video, in probably a news roundup tomorrow. I've got other things that I want to talk about, but I'm probably going to nerd out more about this. James Gunn might have responded a little bit more. You never know. And how this could still, it doesn't confirm it, but I also want to discuss how the leaks that we discussed in the previous video, the news roundup, might very well be true. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just wanted to put something out there. I know it's probably way longer than most people's reaction videos, but hey, I can't help it. I can't. Like, you're stuck with me like this. It's the way it is. Like it, let YouTube know that you're enjoying my content here. Do consider subscribing for more videos like this and a new video tomorrow. But until next time, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you fellow Kryptonians in the next video. Let's go.